a tale of turnovers on Saturday as the Huskers lost another close game to Maryland. The final score, 13-10. With the quarterback position in question and the likelihood of a bowl game fading, how will this Nebraska team show up against the Badgers this weekend? And most importantly, will they be able to take care of the football? Tonight, we break down what went wrong against the Terrapins and go over what this team can do to be successful in their final two conference matchups with our special guest, Andy Kendi. We'll also take a look at what's new in recruiting with Sean Callahan. All that and more next on Big Red Wrap-Up. Hi, everyone. I'm Michael Severe, and welcome to Big Red Wrap-Up on Nebraska Public Media. The one thing I know for sure about this show is at the end, there will be one person who says, can Nebraska not turn the ball over? I'm pretty sure about that. Will be joining me, the person who's going to say that, former Husker Jay Moore and Sean Callahan. It's another game where Nebraska's gone from fumbling a lot to now lots of interceptions. I know you didn't want them to fumble. Did you also say don't have interceptions?
I just said turnovers.
Turnovers, okay. Turnovers,
I think my birding question will be changed this week because
okay. You think you're a jinx?
Done. No, I'm not a jinx. It's it's the fool me once type of deal, right?
Oh yeah,
but
sure.
Like you've fooled me now for 10 games, and you can't fool me anymore. So I think that's just what we have to accept with this team and this offense.
It's in their DNA.
It is, and from the quarterback play, it's wild how it bites them in the rear end at their worst times. But seemingly, with all the turnovers and the defense getting some turnovers and getting some opportunities, it comes on that final play in the red zone with 3 minutes left in the game, and you like their chances. You like their chances against Michigan State last week.
Yeah.
You like their chances against Maryland this week. But again, turnovers, not getting stops at the right time, and not getting points in the red zone, again, keeps this team from becoming bowl eligible and getting over that hump.
It's funny, the NFL does that commercial thing where somebody's writing a script. There's no way you write a script that says Chubba Purdy comes in the game, takes the team 92 yards. I mean, there's no way you could script what happened on Saturday.
Yeah, it's like they were managing a pitching staff at a baseball game, the way those quarterbacks came in. And he was the closer for Nebraska. And then you find out Chubba Purdy didn't even rep really to a high level all week. So to go in that game knowing that he probably is going to need surgery on his groin after the season is over, it's amazing. And now he could be the guy this week at Wisconsin. Heinrich Haarberg didn't practice today. Jeff Sims did. Purdy did. You get the sense, though, if Purdy is good to go, I think he could be their guy this week.
Well, it'd be hard to put Jeff Sims out there. He went out there again, 3 more turnovers. You don't seem like he has any confidence at all. You can't put him back out there.
Zero. Haarberg's beat up physically. Chubba's beat up physically. Jeff Sims beat up mentally.
Yes, sir.
He is struggling mentally to figure out what to do with the football. He struggles running it. He doesn't take care of it running it. Half the time he struggles getting a handoff. Half the time he might go the wrong way on a handoff. But then he's just careless. And that's not Jeff Sims as well. I think Heinrich has his own issues too, where they just tend to throw up the football and just hope someone makes a play. And it's like, man, you got to possess. It's a prized possession you got in your hands. You got to take care of that thing better. Listen, if Chubba's able to go, he's got to be the guy. I want the best for Jeff Sims. I think he is a hell of a talent and can do some good things. But where his mind is at right now, and with 2 games left in the season, a lot to play for, obviously.
Yeah.
It's hard to trust a guy when he's not there. I mean, even Marcus Satterfield said, I'm not a psychologist.
Yes.
Like, he knows there's issues going on between the ears with him.
Right.
I just trying to coach him as I can, just try to get him better every day, but I can't help him attack some of those mental, those demons everyone's dealing with, but he's dealing with some demons right now, and it shows.
Yeah, we got lots to talk about, but we need your help to do it. Connect with us and help guide our conversation. Our call room is up and running, manned by our sports intern, Hannah. There she is. Hello. They're right there all season long, enjoying Valentino's Pizza and taking your calls. You can also text or email your questions to bigred@nebraskapublicmedia.org, or even share your thoughts on our Big Red Wrap-Up social media accounts. We'll do our best to answer as many of your questions as we can tonight. In last week's Sideline Survey, we asked you which of Nebraska's remaining games would be the most difficult to win. The majority of you said the upcoming game with Wisconsin would be the hardest one to win. Iowa 29%, and the one they lost, 15%. If you didn't vote in last week's Sideline Survey, be sure to check out the new one, which is on our website right now. It's pretty simple. Will Nebraska make a bowl game this year? And right now, positivity, yes, has 54% of the vote currently. That's awesome. I'm glad some people are happy, excited, and at least a little confident about it. I agree with them. I think they're going to make a game as well.
I do too. I think these next two games are the Wisconsin game is now more winnable than I thought a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. They're dealing with their own issues, so I think they can get it. It's just, can they take care of the football?
Yeah.
And in the Iowa game, honestly, who can score 10 points first might win that game.
No doubt about that. Let's jump into more of the discussion with the highlights from Saturday. Again, it was windy, but it was a really nice day to say it was November. You can see some of the people bundled up because of the wind. I thought it was going to be a huge day for Emmett Johnson. Not just because of the first run. I just thought this was a perfect game for him to get going. And he did have the most carries on the season, and he had a nice day. This is the first interception. This doesn't count because there was a holding penalty in the middle of the field on Bullock. But still, where was he throwing the ball on that anyway?
Just the awareness is just, it's just not where it needs to be. You just got to see the field and understand. You got to read coverages and know where the deep safety is, and they've done that many times this year.
I know you're going to break down that fake punt, so we're going to move on from that. Here's a high throw. This happens quite a bit to Haarberg because of his onslaught. Coach said it was because of his footing in that one. That was a great play by Anthony Grant. I think he might have scored there on the return if he didn't make that play. Tua Tagovailoa, that's his brother. Talia Tagovailoa had a big day, especially with some of the big plays. He had 7 big plays on the day. This one to Felton. You figured they would go after Hartzog with Quentin Newsome out.
Yeah, you'd think so, and they get attack the air. They had the win there, and as they did, quick 7 points for the Terrapins.
These freshmen are learning a lot. The wide receivers for Nebraska. This is a great catch right here, isn't it, Sean?
Yeah, you look at this is Coleman right here.
Jalen Lloyd.
Sorry, I couldn't see from that point of view, but just the way these freshmen have gotten better each and every week. But they're still young players.
Yeah, and then the experienced guy, Josh Fleeks, who took a ton of punishment. He got hit about 3 or 4 times. Actually ended up having to leave the game because of some of the shots he took. Short pass to Emmett Johnson. He had 3 catches on the day. And then Jeff Sims, this interception now, you don't see it on this highlight, but the wide receiver was bumped coming out of his break. I know they don't have illegal contact in college, but still, it seemed like it could have been a penalty. And then starting the second half, 7-0, Maryland with the lead. And I thought Nebraska's defense at times, you could really see them hitting Maryland harder than I think Maryland expected. Those couple fumbles were really big, hard hits. And Jeff Sims getting going as well on the ground. And Anthony Grant with his longest run of the day. He only had 3 rushes for 9 yards. And this is a great play by Bonner. I was asking for the fullback during lunchtime, wasn't I? Bonner breaks a tackle, and great block on the edge by Borkacher, isn't it?
Here we go, yeah. Hands aside, good placement, and then seals it. But good job by Bonner just not getting initial contact there. He got hit as soon as he took that handoff and breaks out a tackle, and Borkacher gets some good block and 7 points.
This is a great play here. You have great pass rush. You got Ty Robinson chasing, and then Omar Brown comes over, tips the ball, and somehow Javin Wright keeps his foot in.
Gets his left foot in.
It's incredible.
And I saw this, I'm like, that was incomplete. But that left foot right there just gets it down. It counts on Saturdays, not on Sundays.
Yeah,
but that's all that matters.
He had a big day, he did. Here's Jeff Sims again, complete to Thomas Fedoni, one of his few catches on the day. 8 of 13 for 62 for Jeff Sims on a day. Actually started off 6 for 6 on his first throws. Here's another low throw to Josh Fleeks. And then Tristan Albano, who has just really been on fire since he got going again. 38 yards, good. 10-7, Nebraska's leading. Many of us right here thought, okay, Nebraska's got this game. But here it comes to Lai again with a nice pass underneath. One of the bigger days, one of the bigger plays, but this one comes back because there's actually holding on number 51 on that one. And then Tagovailoa, complete pass again to Jones. This is a nice job.
Jones is nice.
Yeah.
He's a really good receiver. They struggled to get him down on initial contact, and tackling was spotty sometimes for the Blacksburg defense.
Did have 8 tackles for loss on the day, though. Only 1 sack, but did make some plays again, including this one here. Omar Brown with a big hit and recovery as well. That was actually the stop on 4th and 1. My fault. That was the 4th and 1 stop by Hutmacher, who had a great game. And then, again, this is just loose ball handling, right?
Yep, and just sometimes you just got to eat a play. I know he's trying to make a play and bounce it out there, but it's tough to bounce it against Big Ten teams, and just careless again.
Great sack on delayed blitz. You're going to show that one later, correct? And this was another delayed blitz, making him force him to throw on 3rd and long. Field goal is good, makes it 10-10. Nebraska getting the ball back. Jeff Sims still in the game at this point, and this throw is kind of inexcusable. I don't really get it.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he's going. It's kind of a similar route concept, so maybe a bit more of a smash route concept that Nebraska likes to run, and just does not, again, see the field, and the awareness is just not quite there.
That was Trader's second interception, actually 3 because he had the one that got called back. This is one where you lose contain on the outside. You mentioned that Tommy Hill comes in, a lot of control.
It's hard, man. It's hard to come in if you're coming at full speed. He's an athletic quarterback, so, and again here, I mean, just another fantastic stop by the defense to create a fumble and get on it. I mean, that's teaching tape right there. Wrap up, pull up, rip at the ball, and then your third-string QB comes in here to get things going.
He looked good, guys.
He did. He looked really good. And you mentioned the groin. He ran pretty naturally. He had 2 really long runs. This is a little bit of a low throw, but great job by Billy Kemp. Kind of what we expected for him this year.
Yeah, finally Billy Kemp on the field at receiver, and they just need a veteran body out there. And hopefully this week in Madison they can get him a couple plays.
This run has everything. You got balance, you got vision, you got speed. Emmett Johnson, great run on the day, getting them down there. And Purdy makes a run to get him down the 5. And of course, this is the play that a lot of people have been talking about all week. 3rd down. You have a field goal in the bag. You make the throw, whoever's fault it is. Interception happens, and then Maryland gets the ball back. Lose contain on this play?
Yeah, there was no edge. I'm not quite sure. That's just a bust.
They audible to that.
They saw something, and they caught him. There's 0 edge protection there on the defense.
And Nebraska's scrambling here, trying to make turnovers. So that's why you have the broken tackles, putting them in a position where they can run the clock down and kick a field goal to win, and that's exactly what they did. Howes makes the field goal from 24 yards out. Maryland wins the game 13-10. Let's go to the final stats. Tagovailoa had a really good day overall with the big plays. Some of the shorter ones wasn't as good, but he had a good day with 283 yards passing. Again, 5 turnovers to 3 turnovers. It was a sloppy day in Lincoln, not surprised. And the 3rd down conversions was a big difference in this game as well, with Maryland going 6 for 12. Let's go to our players of the game this week. 2 defensive standouts, Ty Robinson and Javin Buda-Wright. Ty wrapped up a couple of pass breakups and a fumble recovery as well. He also had 1.5 tackles for loss against Maryland, while Javin Wright forced 2 turnovers in the game. And another guy, Omar Brown, doesn't get mentioned on there, but he had a really good day as well, making a bunch of tackles and forcing a fumble himself. It really was a good day for those guys in the defense. But you watch what Ty Robinson did and Nash Hutmacher did as well. You've got to love that interior of that front, right? Because they're really playing well.
They have turned their games up to such a high level. Coach Knighton, I think, has been a big part of that, just bringing that experience from the NFL. Just Ty Robinson has gotten better, and Hutmacher has just the 4th down stop and just be able to play at the point of attack, at a 0, at a shade, at a 1 technique. This 3-3-5 defense is not successful without those 2 guys. The success they've had this year in this Tony White scheme, if those 2 players aren't there, we're not talking about any of the success, because you have to have guys up front to play no matter what defense, period. But these 2 guys in a new defense, having the experience, but then the ability to get better each week. Yeah. And Ty's gotten better and got more mature too. I think he's always had a hard time dealing with failure, as everyone should. But I think good players get over those things and don't let it ruin your day. And you got to focus on the future. He's done a really good job of that, and it's gotten better every week, and it shows.
Could both those guys be back next year, you think?
I think Ty Robinson's the one that makes the most sense to go pro. I mean, he was already getting a lot of Senior Bowl looks. He's putting tape together.
Right.
Nash Hutmacher, number one, both these guys' NIL value is going to be high.
Yep.
Like to come back for another year, but he's the one that makes the most sense, I think, to come back for 1 more year. For Robinson, he would be a 6-year senior. Hutmacher would be in his 5th year. So Gifford's the other one to watch. I think Isaac Gifford, he could possibly have a decision on if he wants to come back or go pro.
The thing about Nash is there's only a limited number of zeros, right? Limited amount of teams that play that, but they need guys like him. So
you have to.
You can find the right team, obviously.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's a unique skill set in the wrestler mentality, understanding leverage, and his movement has improved a lot with this new strength staff. You played stiff. You see him moving laterally, shooting gaps, working both A gaps, wrapping around to C gaps on some stuff, making plays, and big props to the strength staff and just getting him more mobile and in better shape.
Let's talk about that play call. So first of all, as Coach Rule said, the 1st down play was supposed to be a run, supposed to hand it off. So, of course, not handing it off, that stops the clock. You'd like to burn some clock as well. 2nd down, -2, and then the 3rd down call. What'd you think?
Yeah, you would have liked, like you said, to have that clock running for 3 full 40-second play clocks plus the time of the play. But it just seemed like things got clogged up. Malachi Coleman had a hard time getting to where he needed to be, and the corner route wasn't run where it needed to be. And Chubba has not repped that play a lot. I mean, there's just a lot going on there when you talk about a receiver coming off a knee injury, a true freshman receiver, and a quarterback who's really been hurt all year being told to kind of execute maybe one of the biggest plays we've seen by Nebraska all season.
Yeah, I think a lot of people understand the starter gets probably 90%. Now, I know Harburg was banged up, so probably a little bit less. The backup maybe gets some 15% or so and maybe runs some 2-minute. The third string guy, he's barely in there.
You might barely, or you might even be doing some scout team stuff too, potentially.
Because he can't run. So
no,
maybe,
I mean, the way I look at it is you put him in a tough situation backed up. I mean, Nebraska's offense, has any offense been backed up inside their own 10?
No.
To start a drive? I can't recall, but does a great job. So obviously you stole some yards. Like in that situation, you're thinking, okay, maybe we can flip the field. Your defense gets a stop. You get the ball back at your own maybe 30, 40, and that's when you go make a play. But no, you get some good things going. Like I said, you stole some yardage, you get some momentum, but just when that first play is not a success, is not the way it should go, you need to like pump the brakes. Like, okay, whoa. We're gasoline's about to get thrown in this fire here, and we got to make sure it's under control. And just to have, I don't know. I like the aggressiveness. But you got to understand. I don't know if you want to. I don't want to say if it's a tone deaf type of situation, but man, your defense has gotten you out of so many situations this year and bailed them out. Why don't you rely on them to do that? And why do you want to put your third string quarterback into a situation where it's burned you before at Minnesota, a similar play call? And I have a hard time grasping it. I understand what they're trying to do. I understand that, but it was ran poorly. I'm not a huge fan of throwing that ball to Kemp when you're small receivers. You're going to throw up to anyone. Throw up to Thomas Fidone. Yep. Give yourself your chance to your big catch radius to go make a play there.
Those guys,
right? Didn't like the call. It was a bad call in my opinion.
Sean, I have two boys. They're both teenagers. When young boys are young, your main job as a parent is to keep them out of the hospital, right? You got to make sure if they're near a hot stove, you keep them away from the hot stove. It's the same as a coach. You have a resume of troubles with this team turning the ball over. Why put him next to the hot stove? Get away from that.
I think they thought they called what they thought was a very conservative play that there wasn't a lot of risk. But as we know with this team, if there is a 1%, they find the risk.
Yeah, they find it.
And they've done it way too many times this season.
Yeah, and let's talk about the defense going back to that, because for the most part, they stopped Maryland's run game. The fourth quarter, they got going a little bit. You think that was a little bit of fatigue?
Yeah, I think they were called on almost too much at times in this game. And, you saw those runs because they were not running the ball in Nebraska until that final drive. I mean, Nebraska really shut them down. But Maryland's got Gaddis and Kevin Sullivan, and they got some accomplished offensive minds up there. And Mike Loxley's a good offensive coach. So eventually they were going to find something, and they made some adjustments on what Tony White was doing, and they put one drive together, and that's all they needed. And who knows, if Nebraska kicks a field goal there, maybe Maryland still kicks a field goal, but you at least go to overtime at that point.
Yeah, when you look at the way the secondary's playing, you have no Quentin Newsome, who's your best corner. And maybe he's a guy that gets drafted, but you have a guy in Quentin Newsome's out, and you really saw, besides those couple of plays over Hartzog, they played pretty well shorthanded.
They did. Other than that big play that Hartzog on the sideline, they kept everything in front of them.
Yeah.
They took away the deep threat. Maryland was able to execute some short to intermediate stuff, but sometimes that's what you got to do as a defense. You just keep them in front of you. When they get to the red zone or get closer to the end zone, those routes just aren't available because there's not enough space in the field. But they did a really good job. It's for as successful as Maryland's offense is, as accomplished as a quarterback as Tagovailoa is, holding that team to 13 points is a really good day. Yeah, they got some leaky yardage rushing, and they had a bust on that run play, and Tagovailoa got 30 yards after the Tommy Hill, so half of it, or a third of it comes right there. So overall, a really good job. You created 3 turnovers. You got the ball back to your offense in 3 situations. You got them 10 points in the second half. Not much you can do. I just wish Rule and staff would have trusted them to win that game for them with up 13-10.
Despite the interception in the end zone, Nebraska actually forces a third down. You have the interference call on Tommy Hill. Did you agree with the call?
Well, Nebraska had only been penalized once. It was 10-1. So you can argue. The momentum on the penalties. Nebraska got all the breaks because a week ago they didn't get any breaks.
Right.
and they were getting the breaks. So I think in that situation, it was probably the right call.
His head wasn't turned.
And
probably.
It was a big moment in the game. It affected the play. And look, you were up 10-0 on penalties at that point. So you can't, I don't think Nebraska was in a position to really complain about any officiating when you see a 10-0 turn into 10-1 on the penalties.
Yeah, I'd love to see at some point, and I've brought this up a couple times, where you let Emmett Johnson just run a lot. You know, let him have 20 carries. See how he does. Because you see he's kind of been getting stronger as he's going along. I know he's only a freshman, but as the game goes along, you see him kind of breaking tackles. His best run was late in the fourth quarter.
Right.
So how about let's keep giving him the ball?
Listen, I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, didn't Michigan just run 32 plays in a row against Penn State?
Yes.
I mean, I get it. That's apples to oranges comparison. But listen, let them go to work. Let these offensive linemen get in a groove. It is a feel game. The running back has to feel his way through, and he has gotten stronger.
Yep.
I mean, look at the run he had against Purdue to seal the game a couple weeks ago, right? Yep. That's late. So let him.
He's finishing.
Yeah, no, it is.
That's 5, 6, 7 yards off the contact.
We have seen a young man grow up here in the last 4 or 5 games due to injuries, and it's been fun to watch. You just wish you'd get more opportunities. And the thing is, too, is Coach Rhule says the best game this offensive line's put together.
Yes.
And they were wearing them down.
They were.
So
why not?
Again, why not? Like, things just make you say, right?
The thing is, you have to get under center.
Totally.
I'm tired of shotgun, especially in the red zone. Everything is condensed, as you mentioned before. You get under center, less chances to make mistakes. And you know what's not going to happen under center? I don't think that Purdy's going to think that it's an RPO by accident.
Totally.
He's going to hand the ball off.
Right.
And 3 runs, the way Emmett Johnson was running, he probably scores. Probably gets in the end zone.
That's a very good point. You always got to take the element, right? If you don't want your kids walking near a hot stove, don't put them in that situation.
Exactly. Don't put them in the kitchen.
And I always, I'm a golfer. I always compare it to golf.
Yeah.
So it's like you get to the last hole. You have the lead. You know a par can win this game, right?
Yeah, right.
Don't give your opponent an opportunity to give them a chance to win it.
Right.
And a field goal essentially wins the damn thing, and you don't do it.
Yeah.
And you try to go for it in 2, and you hit in the water and make bogey, and a guy comes from behind to beat you.
No doubt.
So you got to learn from mistakes.
Before we hear from Jay in the huddle, let's hear what coaches and players had to say following Saturday's loss.
I thought defensively, and I thought many players on offense, that was by far our best game. I thought our offensive line, it was by far the best game on offense. And so I was proud of the guys, and I told them that. We never accept losing, obviously. But, to me, the process that we're trying to put in place is working for a lot of guys.
I told them before kickoff, I was like, I can get a vibe of the guys. And I felt like it was kind of like Illinois, where I'm like, you guys are going to make it right today. And they did. They played their butts off.
I have not solved this issue in terms of the turnovers. And so I don't go in there and say, guys, we got 22 turnovers. We got to fix it. Like, they know that. I just say, hey, are we trusting our training? Is this the ball that you wanted thrown? Was this intentional, or was this just sort of like, I don't know what to do? And if it is, just continue to give them those opportunities, those reps, and continue to work.
We'll improve the turnover issue, but I think we just have to keep plugging away and keep working at it. It's frustrating for them, frustrating for me, frustrating for our team. And so we just keep attacking it, talking about it, trying to make sure that we stay as far away as many of those as we possibly can.
Freedom Trophy, yeah. It's got our stadium on it and the flag and everything. Yeah, we never won it, though. It's going to change this Saturday.
They're an excellent football team, and it'll probably be a lot like these other games, man. We'll come down the fourth quarter. We'll try to make one more play than them. They'll try to make one more play than us, and then we'll see who does it.
Welcome back to Big Red Wrap Up. Let's take a look at 2 successful plays. The first one, I love the fake punt call in the first half. This is an opportunity. If you're going to be aggressive, this is a good point of the game to be aggressive. Listen, Maryland is set up terrible. You can see they have no edge. This guy's to this inside gap. They're edge players essentially out here, if you want to call it the slot. So as they run this play, they're in bad position. Nebraska recognizes this and takes advantage of it, as you should every time. So they snap it to Borger. You get the edge, you get a lead blocker here. And actually, Maryland does a good job of getting over this and making a play. Because if he doesn't get here, I mean, potentially he could have scored. But I love the play call. I love the being aggressive at this moment, taking what Maryland gave to you and making a play. a great time to be aggressive at this moment. So next play is the Buford sack against Tagovailoa. Does a good job getting him down. But we're looking at the ball is into the boundary. The blitz come from the boundary. So your edge guys, they got to shorten the corner. They got to come inside. Buford does a good job of being patient here. Kind of gets a jam on the slot guy. You're having your guys out here work to contain. Pressures come from the other way. These guys got to work to contain. These guys are crossing face, shorten the corner. He does not really see him until late, feels them, and does it. He tries to spin out of it. This is a really hard job to do. As I don't care if you're a DB, a linebacker, whatever. That was a really good play by Buford there.
Jay, you think Nebraska saw something in that alignment on tape in weeks previous, and they knew they could run that punt?
Yeah, they had to have. I think if they got it, and it could have been a check too.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I can't remember how many times they had punted before. Was that their first punt?
I think that was their first punt.
That was their first. So yeah. You had to have. Really just that sloppiness by the Maryland punt return team, because you had zero edge,
right.
And then you're also balls to you had zero edge to the field, so all that space to work with. And I love the aggressiveness, love the play call, take advantage of it.
Good aggressiveness then.
Correct.
We're going to take a short break before we welcome in our guest of the night, KTV Sports Director Andy Kendi. Before we go to break, we check out some of the sights and I was going to say sounds, but there's no sounds, from the Maryland game, courtesy of Hurrdat Sports. Welcome back to Big Red Wrap-Up. Joining us now, KTV Sports Director Andy Kendi. Thanks for being with us tonight. You appreciate it.
Michael, thanks for having me. You know, the Huskers have to quit turning the ball over. Just want to lead with that.
That is the kind of analyzing that we need on this show.
That's why you brought me in here.
Yeah, we need that. I was thinking that line from Major League. Yeah. He's not the best analyst in the business for nothing.
Right. Yeah.
But it is frustrating. You know, you're sitting in the press box, and it's almost like you can feel it coming. And when it's 1 out of every 5 drives, it actually is coming pretty soon.
Well, when the last drive, I sit next to Sean in the press box. The ball
Sorry about
was
that.
thrown. Yeah, and the ball is thrown, and I believe I said, "Oh no."
Yeah.
I said, "Oh no."
Yeah.
Like, how is this happening? Some of the turnovers are just a tip of the hat to the other team, but some of the turnovers you're just like, oh, how did this happen? And when you take a closer look at the numbers, when you ask about, hey, how did the Huskers do this season? You say, well, the story of the season is turnovers, and they have had 3 one-score losses, and in those one-score losses, they've turned the ball over 12 times. Think about that.
Wow.
Their margin in those 3 losses is -8. Yeah. So those losses at Minnesota, at Michigan State, and then at home against Maryland, if you even go even in the turnover margin, it's a different game.
4 a game. Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, Andy, this game in Wisconsin is interesting because you know the the story in Wisconsin, kind of where that program's at right now. They're in a year one. I mean, what are you hearing about their year one, and is this an opportunity for Nebraska this
Certainly
year?
is an opportunity, and you look at the records, and they're identical, 5-5, 3-4. And both first-year head coaches, but I think there's two different perspectives. If you're Nebraska, I think most people are realistic to think that this is probably where you thought you would be.
Yep.
You're 5-5. You got a chance to go to a bowl game. You're playing meaningful games in November. Hey, this is great. If you're Wisconsin, your over/under on wins going into the year was 9.5.
That's incredible.
People were expecting big things, and when you start hearing some Wisconsin Badgers after a loss at home against Northwestern, losing 24-10. People questioning, we've got to find out who wants to be here in the middle of November. That's puzzling. And they're in big danger. They've gone to a bowl game 21 straight years.
Wow.
It's the third longest streak in FBS behind Oklahoma and Georgia. And if they aren't able to finish the deal, it will be their first time missing out on a bowl since the early 2000s.
Sticking with Wisconsin, I mean, Luke Fickell comes in from Cincinnati. We know what Wisconsin football was. Barry Alvarez running the football. Stretch zone, play action off of that, good tight end play, fantastic offensive line play. They're trying to throw the football now a little bit too.
Yep.
How does that whole dynamic fit in with the Wisconsin fan base and just how they want to, how Fickell's going to, portray into the future of the Big Ten?
Well, I think the Wisconsin fan base, they're a little puzzled by the approach, but they're willing to give them a try. Now, they still play physical football, don't get me wrong. In their last 20 wins, Braylon Allen has rushed for 80-plus yards, so that's why he's so important.
Right.
And they want to give him the ball. He's just been banged up. They've had running backs go down. Ches Malusi went down earlier this year, and obviously Tanner Mordecai having his injury issues. But, air raid, yes, but I still think when it comes down to it, people know that they're going to have to run the football at a certain point in Madison, Wisconsin to win football games. I think another puzzling aspect is how the line play at Wisconsin just hasn't been up to their standard. And I think that's really why they've struggled at times. And when they play well, they block well. And we'll have to see how Nebraska's defense, ranked number 2 in the country, right, fares up against a Wisconsin Badger offense that would love to run the ball but also wants to throw it a little bit.
I've watched 3 games of Wisconsin just in this last couple of days. I've never seen a Wisconsin team tackle so poorly.
Yep.
That's what surprises me. They've got some talent on defense, but they miss a ton of tackles, especially last week against Northwestern.
No question, and that's usually been a hallmark of Wisconsin teams when you go back to the Brett Bielema's, the Paul Chryst, the Jimmy Leonards, obviously Barry Alvarez.
Yeah.
But that's really been a hallmark, and this year it hasn't been there, and I think that's frustrating the fan base. And going back to Wisconsin and the changeover in leadership, Chris McIntosh is the AD there, and he chose not to go with the interim head coach and Jim Leonard, who is a former Badger player, obviously was a professional as well. And to go outside the Badger family, to go to Luke Fickell, it's been an interesting transition. And right now, it has not gone well in year one. Again, it's the middle of November in year one.
Let's talk Nebraska quarterback. Obviously, they have a tough decision this week. And let's just say Heinrich Haarberg can't go. Is it as easy as Chubba Purdy, in your opinion, or do you think they have to really look at his health?
Is Chubba Purdy healthy?
Is he healthy?
That's the question.
He practiced today.
He's banged up.
So if Chubba Purdy is healthy, and it's between healthy Chubba Purdy and Jeff Sims, you go with Chubba Purdy, in my opinion. You get a week worth of preparation, because we heard Marcus Satterfield earlier today saying, Chubba Purdy, I think he had reps of 2 of the 11 plays on that drive, which is amazing to think that he almost led them to a victory. It would have been one of the all-time great Nebraska stories. It would have been incredible. But I think you give Chubba a chance if he's healthy. That's the big question mark, because obviously what we and you have heard that he has been banged up going in. In fact, some people were even surprised to see him in and play on Saturday, but he played well enough where you wondered, he's not banged up. He played real well.
Well, he would have been the guy probably for that Louisiana Tech game if he was healthy.
Right.
But because he was hurt, that's when Heinrich Haarberg got his opportunity.
And you wonder if this season would have taken a different trajectory. We'll never know, obviously. But here we are. We're in week 11. Let's see what happens towards the end of the week.
Obviously, people have been very critical of Marcus Satterfield in the offense, but kind of what he's dealing with currently, injuries, the QB room, the turnovers. I know they're not coaching turnovers, but just the fact that even with the turnover situation, injuries, the QB room, this team still has a chance to finish 7-5. So when you with the bad, you also have to take the good as well. And I think there's still been some good things that he's able to accomplish with his offense this year.
No question. He didn't sign up for losing 2 of his top running backs, 3 of his top wide receivers, and then his quarterback situation be up in flux. I mean, you know, if you would have said, "Hey, Marcus, come to Lincoln, Nebraska, and we're going to run the option," and we're going to, and I'd be like,
Tom Osborne.
yeah, I was like, I don't know if I want to go. I don't want to do
his
that.
stats weren't something that jumped off the page. Almost every fan, whether it be message board or that I talked to, said, "Why this hire?"
Right.
It really didn't make sense. Way back in the day, the head coach now, Matt Rule, took play calling away from Satterfield because he didn't like what was happening at Baylor, and yet he hires him.
But that being said, and we're looking at the positive, glass half full guy right now.
Okay.
They're leading the Big Ten in rushing.
Yes.
Okay. So this team, when Matt Rule comes in, he says we want to lead we want to be tops in rushing. We want to be a great rush defense.
That's right.
And what are they? They're right there, and they're right in it. Mm-hmm. So all of these injuries and all the other things, the play calling, what have you, they're still in it. They still have a chance to make this season a positive one and go to a bowl game.
Again, I don't want to get away from the half full glass.
You are emptying the glass, Michael. You are emptying the glass.
I'm not a half full. My glass has a hole in it. This is the way I think about it. You look at the way football is now, and look at that stat for the best rushing offenses. The best teams are at the bottom. Because people don't run the ball as much.
Right. People
you have to be able to throw the ball, and that's why Phil Longo's at Wisconsin for down the road, and that's why you'd expect Satterfield to come in and run the offense.
That being said, look who you're throwing to at this point,
Yep,
right?
right?
I mean, you have to take into consideration. And while the youngsters have great potential, and I contend by the time they're done there, the Malachi Coleman's, the Jalen Lloyds of the world, Jaden Dawson's, they will be outstanding players. They're still learning. It's a learning curve, and these are growing pains that this team is going through right now.
What about the other 2 quarterbacks? I have 3 questions on here from Facebook about the other 2 quarterbacks other than Harburg, Sims, and Purdy.
Well, Luke Longville was the 4th quarterback in camp.
Yes.
And he joined the team at the postgraduate camp.
Is he Iowa Western?
Iowa Western. He would have probably been the backup.
Sioux City kid, right?
Sioux City North. He got hurt as a senior in high school, real limited. And then you have Jack Wolke, who's an Ole Miss transfer, was not in fall camp. So, just a scout team guy. They don't really have very few teams, and Jay, you don't really have too many 4th options. I mean, if you have 3, you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, usually. Yeah, because definitely if your 3rd string guy is barely getting reps, your 4th and 5th are for sure not getting reps.
Yeah, right.
They're running the opposing team's offense against your 1st and 2nd team defense, get them ready for the week.
And Marcus Satterfield said today that they're planning on traveling the 3 guys, Harburg and Chuba and Jeff Sims. So the other 2 guys didn't.
Longville travels, but he just signals. Like he's just a play signaler.
But when you have a certain number of guys who can travel, where do you make the draw?
And the problem you have with Harburg is if he can't run well, you're taking
away the best thing he does, right? Yeah, and that's the struggle. If he's totally out, can't practice, and can't be mobile,
does he travel?
Yeah, it's a good question.
So no pressure. What happens in the last 2 games?
I think they get one. Now, how they get it, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
At some point, the turnover thing is it can't continue. Like the law of just the odds, the averages, you got to hold on to the football at some point. This is just incredible. I think they get one, and I kind of am leaning that they get this one in Wisconsin this week. I think Wisconsin is ripe. For the taking. They've scored 34 points in 3 games on their 3-game losing streak. They haven't not played well. This is the time to get Wisconsin and end the losing streak. They've lost 9 in a row. I mean, think about that. They haven't won since, 2012?
Yep.
And they haven't won in Madison in the Big Ten era. So 1966, I think it was the last time they won at Camp Randall.
Well, in that atmosphere, you've been to Camp Randall. You and I were there in 2011, one of the more electric atmospheres.
Russell Wilson.
For Nebraska.
Yeah.
This will be, would you agree, the least daunting Camp Randall Nebraska's
There
played
is a
in?
serious lack of buzz. There's people trying to get rid of tickets. There's, it's the start of gun season. Yes, it's the start of gun deer hunting season. And that's a big deal.
It's a holiday.
The high school championships for the high schoolers are Thursday, Friday in Madison, and then the gun deer hunting season begins Saturday. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of crowd shows up. Do you want to sit at 6:30 on a nice, cool November night to watch Nebraska and Wisconsin, or do you want to go watch it somewhere else and watch it on the TV? That's a good question.
If they win one of the 2, like you said, what's your guess for a bowl game?
Well, I think, as Sean alluded to before many times, that Nebraska is very attractive.
Sure.
And this is maybe wishful thinking on my part, but I'm hoping the Las Vegas Bowl, because I think Las Vegas deserves to have Nebraska. And think about the turnout of Husker fans.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Going to Las Vegas after a 7-year bowl drought. I think it'd be epic
Maybe
and
an
incredible.
on-site show.
That'd be great.
I think we should do an on-site show.
If you go on-site, I'll come in for
Hannah?
segments.
Yeah,
A lot of
exactly
casino
right.
partners would love to underwrite us.
No doubt, that'd be awesome. Andy, we appreciate it.
Thanks, fellas.
Andy Kendi, as always, he's great. Let's turn to this week's Husker Up Close segment featuring a transfer portal edition that's been instrumental in this team's success.
Yeah, basically I came to Nebraska, hopped in the transfer portal, and Coach Raiola was the first one to reach out to me, and he's also from Hawaii, just like me. And my mom is from Nebraska, so that also brought me out here, and just wanted to play in that Big Ten football. I think Coach Raiola really put an emphasis on running off the ball and accelerating my feet and just driving my man off the ball, which really changed my game. Said I'm a hard-nosed, take your lunch money type of football player. Kind of like the leader of the offensive line, just making sure everyone's on the same page and leading the guys out there, making sure that we're doing the best of our ability every play. That I'm from Hawaii, that's pretty interesting. Not too many guys are from Hawaii that come to Nebraska. Cinnamon roll and chili. Still have yet to try that. I don't think I ever will. It means a lot, just building brotherhood, team bonding in the locker room and on the field, and also just going out there with my brothers, playing as one team and one unit.
We have a new game day photo winner this week. Thomas from Omaha sent us this photo of himself, a veteran, watching the Husker game on Veterans Day from a friend's tailgate party. Thomas, we thank you for sending this in, and more importantly, we thank you for your service. Don't miss out on your opportunity to send in your best game day photos for chances to win great prizes like these throughout the season. We want to see your game day best, so make sure you send in the photos each week from wherever you watch the game. I am again joined by our sports intern, Hannah, to check out social media. What'd you see over the weekend?
We got a couple for you today.
Okay.
The first one we have is announcers calling a Nebraska football game. There goes Heinrich, turning the ball over again. Oddly enough, this was tweeted before the other two quarterbacks came in and also got those turnovers.
I love SpongeBob.
Then our next one is our bowl hopes. Oh, you almost had it.
Yeah.
Got that State Farm commercial in there.
Oh, it's we can laugh at it now.
Yeah.
Because we're past it.
Yes.
We'll find you, of course, next week with more great stuff from social media. Thanks, Hannah. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We have to step away for one more break. As we go, though, we check out more photos from the weekend matchup, courtesy of Herd at Sports. Welcome back to Big Red Wrap-Up. Time to check in on this week's Sideline Survey. Will Nebraska make a bowl game this year? 53% of the people say yes. We love the positivity. That's awesome. With us now, Sean Callahan, talking about positivity, talking some recruiting. Big game, Class A championships, and some real talent on that team.
Yeah,
Teams.
obviously Omaha West Side, the team that's been wire to wire #1 all year, will take on Elkhorn South, who was kind of a surprise team. But you look at the Warriors, a lot of D1 star power on that roster, led by Husker commit Caleb Benning, Notre Dame commit Teddy Rizak, and then Anthony Rizak uncommitted right now, kind of looking at his options as a quarterback. And then Christian Jones.
The best athlete I've seen all year.
He was in the finals of the Class A 100 meters as a sophomore.
Yeah.
He ran 10.8, 10.9. He is a 4-star guy that's going to get big-time attention. So that's a loaded Warrior team, and those are the 4 guys that have been getting it done for them really all year. Jamez Ross is also a very good running back for them.
It's going to be a fun game to watch. Let's talk to one of the best players in the Metro, Husker commit, Evan Hall, joining us here on the phone. Bellevue West wide receiver. Evan, how you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all?
We're doing really well. We appreciate you taking the time. Tell us about your season, how it went overall.
All right. So, started in the summer. We were really running things. We were getting things going. We thought that 7-on-7, that battle tournament that we did, we think that we did pretty good in that. That first day. Me, Danny, and Zay weren't there for the second day, so it was a little bit rough. But our backup QB Will Anderson got some good playing time, got some good experience. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was good for him. And then we had Jermaine back and CJ, and that kind of got them back into rhythm too. And we had Ben. And so we moved some guys around. We had Seven and Caprice at wide receiver for a little bit, and, they kind of did their thing. But they did really good at safety this year, so I can't wait to come back and see them next year. But so summer went pretty well, and then we went to our first game, and Zay was injured and with his hamstring, and that kind of led in from track season. He was having some trouble with that during track season, and he took some time off, and then he got into football, and it kept reoccurring. It would go away, and then during warm-ups of a game, it'd come right back, and he couldn't play to his full performance. So we had a little bit of a struggle with that, and so that first game, we thought we were going to come out with a little bit of a rhythm. We were fired up, obviously, but we kind of came out flat. We were trying to figure things out, you know what I'm saying? But it's a little hard when a lot of the game plan is for three of your best players to work together, not exactly 2. But, we figured it out at the end. CJ had a great game, so
we appreciate
that was nice.
Go ahead, Sean. Hold on a second. Go ahead, Sean.
Hey, Devon, I just want to ask you this. Your career, you started getting offers after your first game as a freshman in high school. Just the spotlight, just the expectations you've had to kind of live up to, really since you stepped foot on a football field. How have you managed that, and how has that just kind of the roller coasters and the ups and downs you battled gotten you ready for now this next transition to Nebraska?
It was a little nerve-wracking at first. It's a little crazy, but you kind of just got to lock in. It kind of gets normal, and once it gets normal, shoot, you're used to it. So it's just normal now, I guess.
And last question before we let you go. I know you talked about it earlier, but you feel that you're going to come in early? Is that the plan?
Yeah. Yep. I'm hoping so.
Awesome. We appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time.
For sure.
Thanks, Devon.
A lot of times the guys don't have a great story. That's a great. That's a heck of a story to get through the season the way they did with all the injuries. Let's talk about Chase Lofton.
Yeah, Chase Lofton. We saw Christian Jones, one of the top guys in the state for 2025.
Yep.
Now, Chase Lofton might be right up there as another 4-star tight end. He's got over 10 Power 5 offers, Oklahoma, Nebraska, big ones already. His older brother, Braden, was a former Omaha athlete that had to move to Council Bluffs during COVID, played at Lewis Central. He was the tight end after Thomas Fedoni, and Braden Lofton's at Kansas State. So a Division I family. He's at Elkhorn North, but no doubt you talk about 2025 recruits in Nebraska. Christian Jones, Chase Lofton, two of the biggest names, getting the biggest offers, both four-star guys, and you're seeing he's really a hybrid tight end that you're going to see a lot of coaches come in the state in January.
I know you guys at On3 were worried about this a little bit. Carlin Jones taking an official visit to Ohio State.
Yeah, I talked to Carlin before the show tonight, and he's going to take his official visit to Columbus this weekend. So when that Buckeye offer came with Larry Johnson behind it, you knew Larry Johnson doesn't hear no very often, and they're going to get him down there for a visit. So probably not a great development right now for Nebraska. We'll see how the weekend goes for him in Columbus.
The kid with 15 sacks on the season.
I mean, he dominated a high level in that Houston area in Bay City, Texas, and people took notice. And give Nebraska credit, they were on Carlin Jones from the beginning, but now some other people are like, wait a minute, Nebraska, we can't just let you have this guy that easily.
Sean, we appreciate the update. Thanks a lot. We have 2 more conference games this season. Of course, let's look at how the opponents fared this weekend. Wisconsin, of course, the next game, 24-10. They fall to Northwestern in a game that Northwestern pretty much dominated. And then Iowa took a little while to get going, but ended up beating Rutgers 22-0 after the offense got going a little bit after a bunch of field goals. Look around the Big Ten overall, 3-4. As you can see, everybody but Iowa and Purdue is 2-5. And believe it or not, if Iowa falls somehow to Illinois this week, Nebraska wins out, they actually could have the tiebreaker to win the Big Ten.
Why not?
Why not? You never know. It's just wide open, right?
Yeah, I still think the scenario of Iowa winning it, as they fired their offensive coordinator before all this, I mean, just the craziness of that storyline. Iowa played their best game of the year last week.
What they do well is what you have to do well, right? They play great special teams, and they don't lose the turnover battle. That's it. They don't always run the ball great.
And they punt.
And they make field goals. Their last 3 field goal kickers have been all up for the Groza. They are really good at those basic things.
But they do a good job of accepting who they are.
Yeah.
They don't try to square peg, round hole it. They know what they're working with. They know they're dealing with Hall and Lachey are down. They're starting McNamara's down. So it's like, hey, we got to make lemonade out of lemons here. We got to figure it out. And they don't try to force. They accept who they are, and they do a really good job. And I know Iowa, they want to see different, but it's like you can't complain with what they're doing. It's like
8-2. They go 10-2, probably.
They go 10-2.
They could have gone 11-1.
That's a bit. I don't care what your offensive stats are. It's if you have more wins than losses by a large amount.
Right.
That's all that matters. Yeah.
Let's talk Wisconsin a little bit. Luke Fickell takes over there. We knew he was going to bring in a passing offense, but I don't think anybody expected. They have the second most attempts.
Yeah, just this transition, the run of the air raid, and I listened to their game and watched a lot of their game against Iowa, and Gino Toretto was one of the color analysts on the radio, and he was just like, they do not have the personnel to run the receivers. He's like, they don't have the right guys, and that's been fascinating to watch him put this system in because it's hard, for Wisconsin to get transfers and other guys in. They still have to meet a certain academic requirement.
Right.
And it's not as easy to get some of these players in that he's going to need immediately to run this at the level it needs to run. So for him, this is a big 2 weeks because if Nebraska and Minnesota beat the Badgers and they go 5-7, it's going to be a real interesting offseason there.
And that offense, it's been really dissected over the years. All you do is rush 3, drop 8. Make them try to throw into 8 deep, and usually that offense struggles.
Yeah, they have. It's such a weird dynamic with Wisconsin. You know what they are, and you watch. You've just for so many years we watched them. They're 22 personnel, 23 personnel, big backs, first-round picks. Multiple on the offensive line. You just know what they are. They run the play action off the zones, the wide zone reach plays, and they find they're good tight ends, and that play in the NFL too. And it's different. And the defense is slightly different. It's not quite to what you've seen. The dynamic playmakers and the good linebacker play, good safety play. It's different, but it's tough because as a player. Coach Callahan comes in here, Bill Callahan, tries to win a West Coast offense with option guys, but you have to run the offense to get the players you want.
Sure.
So it's a kind of a catch-22 situation.
Chicken or egg.
Well, yeah, when you're trying to essentially flip a whole different offense.
You guys didn't have the linemen back then. I mean, the measurables to run it.
No, we had option downhill running attack. We didn't have the the Leiden Murthas and the Matt Slossons
Or
and
the
the Carl
receivers.
Nicks. No.
Isaiah Fluellen,
Yeah.
right?
And you guys made Ross
Yeah,
Pilkington the number one.
Yeah.
You had to do what you had to do. I mean, Joe Daly was an option quarterback.
Yep.
You know,
eventually you got the guys in.
Yeah, you get Zach in, and you get some
There was no
recruits in.
transfer portal back
No, there was no. You had JUCO.
Jordan Adams was your transfer
You had to go
portal
find
guy
guys
that
in
year. It didn't work out too
JUCO.
well.
Right. You had to go find guys in JUCO if you wanted a quick answer.
Yep.
You couldn't go pay a guy $1 million to come play quarterback for the next year. So I kind of understand what we're going through. But again, it's kind of a same situation with Nebraska. It worked so well for so long. Why do you change? But hey, I'm not making those bucks to make those decisions either.
Steve asked the question, Sean, are we looking to get a wide receiver, you think, in the transfer portal? They have a lot of young guys.
Well, Damon Demis is another name to watch in the JUCO ranks. Former 5-star A&M guy.
Yeah.
Nebraska is one of his main offers. He's planning to visit, has not confirmed when that's going to happen, but he's a former 5-star A&M guy that Nebraska, he had some issues, though, why he had to leave A&M, and things have been worked out, and he's down in Garden City. So that's a guy to watch, not a true transfer portal guy, but kind of similar with his story.
Bob from Takema wants to know why we can't get out of the huddle. We're letting the clock tick down, having to call timeouts, can't get out of the huddle.
That's
inexperience, though, right?
Inexperience. You're switching quarterbers and just how they get the plays in.
Yep.
Listen, they're dealing with a lot right now, and that just adds to the issues on offense.
Michael wants more carries for Trevin Lubin and fullback. I'm with you, Michael.
Yeah, Lubin's the third or fourth guy right now. I mean, fourth guy really. I mean, if anything, I'd like to see Fleeks get a few more touches. I mean, I think when he flashes a little bit here and there, and they do a good job of featuring him in limited roles, but. If anything, Emmett Johnson, you'd like to see him get about 20.
I want to see him get more. What's your burning question?
My burning question is, can Nebraska get a win in Madison for the first time since joining the Big Ten? There's never been a better opportunity to get one.
I'm not going with the turnovers, guys. I'm changing because I've been fooled. I've come to accept it. And here's my deal is I'm accepting that. Can the defense keep them in this game? They're going to turn over. Can they get the turnovers again like they did against Maryland to keep this offense and keep Nebraska having a chance to win it at Madison?
Can you keep Tanner Mordecai in the pocket? He doesn't look like a runner, but he can run it. He will scramble. He'll run some zone read. He'll surprise you. Keep him in the pocket. Don't forget to head to our website and Facebook page to click on the prediction. Jay, Sean, and I will tell you exactly what you will see on Saturday when Nebraska takes on the Wisconsin Badgers in Madison. Kickoff for that game is set for 6:30 Central, and you can find it on NBC. Nebraska Public Media also has lots of great sports content coming for you throughout the week, starting with volleyball on Friday when the 15th-ranked Creighton Blue Jays take on Xavier to try to win the Big East. That game will start at 6 p.m. Central. Then on Monday and Tuesday, Nebraska Public Media brings you the 2023 NSAA State Football Championship coverage starts at 10 a.m. Central on both days. With state football on Monday and Tuesday, we have a change in the schedule. We'll bring you next week's episode of Big Red Wrap-Up on Wednesday night with our special guest, Zach Potter. Our thanks to Andy Kendi. For Jay Moore and Sean Callahan, I'm Michael Severe. We'll see you next week right here on Big Red Wrap-Up.